Here I have a large bag with 10 equal-sized bags of rice. Together, all of this rice weighs 1 kilogram, as you can see. All right, now let's take out our whiteboard and let's draw a tape diagram to represent the total amount of rice that I have. Let's draw the tape diagram as long as we can on our whiteboard. All right. Now, what is the total amount of rice that we have? Exactly. Let's write 1 kilogram above the tape diagram to show that the whole tape diagram represents 1 kilogram. All right. Now, how can we represent the 10 equal bags inside my large bag on this tape diagram? Perfect. Let's partition our tape diagram into 10 equal parts. Now, I always like to start by partitioning it in half, and then I'll turn each half into 5 equal parts. And that helps me to make sure that I'm partitioning it equally into tenths. Excellent. Now, each of these parts will represent what fraction of the whole? Excellent. Each of these parts of our tape diagram represents 1/10 of a kilogram. Your tape diagram should match mine. All right, so we've determined using our tape diagram that one of my bags of rice represents 1/10 of my kilogram. Let me pull out a second bag. What is the weight of 2 of my bags? If you said 2/10 of a kilogram, you are correct. What if I pulled out another bag? What is the weight of 3 of my bags of rice? Excellent, 3/10 of a kilogram. All right, now let's make a number line that is the same length as our tape diagram. And let's label it with n units 0. Look how I'm using the beginning of my tape diagram to help me with my units. Here's my 0 and 0.0 and 1 whole. And let's partition our tape diagram into tenths just as we did we're going to partition our number line into tenths just as we did our tape diagram. And watch, I'm just going to kind of use that tape diagram to help me make sure I partition it equally into 10 equal parts. You should be doing this on your whiteboard along with me. Perfect. And let's label our number line with our units of tenths, just like we were talking about with our tape diagram. So here would be 1/10, which represented 1 of our bags. Here would be 2/10, 3/10, and so on. Label your number line to match mine. And I know that 1 whole is equivalent to 10/10. I could even put 0/10 over my endpoint 0. As you can see, I put one of my rice bags on top of my scale to see what 1/10 of a kilogram looks like on the scale. It says 0.1 kilogram. This is called a decimal number. Can you say that? Decimal number. We read this decimal as 1/10, just like the fraction 1/10. The decimal form is written as 0.1. The dot in a decimal number is called a decimal point. So after looking at our scale, we learned that the unit 1/10 in unit form can be written as 1/10, as a fraction, and as 1/10 as a decimal. So using a different color if you have it, I am going to record 1/10 in decimal form on my number line. So I'm going to write it as 0.1. I read that as 1/10. 0.2. I read that as 2/10. 0.3 or 3/10. Go ahead and underneath your fraction, I would like you to write that fraction in decimal form. So today we learned that we can express the weight of one bag of rice in two different ways. We could name it as 0.1 kilogram or 1/10 kilogram. How would you name two of my bags of rice? Remember, there's two different ways you could say it. Excellent. You could express the weight of two bags in two different ways. Either 0.2 kilograms or 2/10 kilograms.